Howdy there, folks. I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and I'm still feeling pretty sick, so I don't have a review plan for you today. I apologize, but I did want to bring you something, at least something, and I think you're going to be pretty satisfied with it because I think it's pretty freaking sweet. I went to a place called Randy's Record Shop today and bought a bunch of LPs. Yes, records. Records. Why? Why, might you ask, did I buy these? Well, I bought a turntable because I'm adding it to my repertoire of listening to music. Now, I have a huge digital collection, and I'm sure a bunch of you are saying, Quinn, you have thousands of FLAC files in super high quality, you have a really nice HRT music streamer going to a really nice headphone amplifier, going to really nice headphones. How can it get any better than that, and why would you want to go to a inferior technology that's 50 years old? 60 years old, actually, I think. LPs were introduced by Columbia Records in 1948, if memory serves me correct. They didn't get popular to the late 50s, but anyway, you know, why are you moving to this? And I'm going to tell you why more on Friday. There are technical reasons as to why I want to move, and audiophile reasons, but I'm not moving per se. I'm just adding it to my collection. I bought a really nice turntable that we'll get here on Friday. I'll do an unboxing and demo of that when that comes in. But today, I needed records. I needed something to play, or I needed something to play on my new fancy turntable. So I already had these that my grandpa let me have. Jethro Tull's Aqua, which was released in 1971, an absolute classic. Just look at how cool these are. I mean, because look at the intricacy and art behind these. It's just beautiful how much effort they put into vinyls that you don't get in a CD, and especially not an MP3 download. We also have Carole Tapestry, which was also released in 1971, which then went on to be one of the best-selling albums of all time, so that's pretty cool. We also have Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young's So Far, another fantastic album released in 1974. And we have, as I showed you yesterday, the Foo Fighters' Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace that I bought on Amazon for 20 bucks. I know a lot of you got mad at me for saying I thought it was the best album of all time. I take that back. I don't think it's the best album of all time, but it's a really, really good album. And if you don't like it, you can suck it. I also, though, I bought some more because you got to have more than 4 records, 1 new one and 3 really old records to play on your new fancy turntable. So I got a bunch of stuff today at Randy's Record Shop, and this was funny because I've never been to a record store. There's about 3 or 4 in my city. Randy's Records is renowned, like across the country, for being a really, really awesome record store. And so I went there and it was crowded. This little tiny cracker box shop there were probably 25 people in there at all times. So it was crowded, man. It was really awesome. I was probably one of the youngest there. There were a couple of 20-something hipsters, but I was pretty much younger than everyone else. It was mostly old fogies. So I looked a little bit out of place, but they were a really nice, helpful staff. They didn't say, "You're a kid, what are you doing in here?" But I got some awesome stuff. The first one is a classic. It's totally hilarious, but it's a classic. ZZ Top's Legs. This is a D45, so this is just a single. On this side we have Legs, and on this side we have Bad Girl, which is another really nice hit. And so there you go. This was 50 cents. So you can't go wrong with that, all right? 50 cents for this. I also bought Tears for Fears, Advice for the Young at Heart. This is another fantastic little it's not an LP, a little D45 here, a little single. This is $1 because this is the limited edition version. So as you can see, there's like this nice fancy Velcro thing on the back, and then you pull out the actual LP with the album artwork and the lyrics. And then you have side A, which has Tears for Fears at the Young at Heart. And then you have side B, which is Johnny Panic and the Bible of Dreams, which is another really fantastic song. So that's pretty sweet. That was $1. Again, you can't go wrong with something for $1. So I was loving that. And those were the 2 singles I got. I also got a bunch of LPs, a bunch of records. I bought 4. 2 of them are really old and 2 of them are really new. Well, I'm going to rephrase. Let me show you. The Fix's Phantoms is a really fantastic album. This came out in '84, if memory serves me correctly. This has some serious hits like Are We Ourselves, a bunch of really awesome tracks on it. This was $3.95, and it is a great album. It's in excellent condition, and it's still in its paper packaging. But this, again, has all the lyrics. $4. made in 1984. This is an original. This is not a remade vinyl. So this is the original from '84, which is pretty cool. So it's an old used vinyl. The next three are all new, but they're not necessarily new albums. Two of them are. This is Foster the People's Torches, and I know a bunch of you old guys are probably going to say, Quinn, why did you buy this? That's dumb. You bought an album that was, I should say, created on a digital medium that was then put on analog. There's no advantage to getting the vinyl of this album to the digital because there's no audio gain or clarity. It's just a digital copy placed on this vinyl. So I bought it because I love this album and because I thought it'd be neat to have. It was 18 bucks because it was new and because it's a new album. But you get the vinyl and you also get an MP3 download of the album too. So really for $18, it's not that expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but for $18 to get a vinyl and an MP3 download, that's pretty cool. And it's a high quality MP3 download. It's 320 kilobits per second. So I'm loving that. The download code's in there. I'm not going to show you. But we have the Foster the People, we have all the tracks and all the lyrics here, and then we have the actual album. But I love vinyl because there's so much of a collector's kind of ska or take to it, and I want to show you that right now with the next two albums because they're really awesome. The last album is by far the coolest, and every single one of you is going to know the last album, but this next one is M83's Hurry Up We're Dreaming. This album came out last year, and this was by far, in my opinion, the best album of last year. Absolutely fantastic. It's a long album at 22 tracks, and so this is a 2-disc set. And the reason I got this one was A, because I love this album, B, because it's new, and C, because it's recorded on really high quality medium. This is an audiophile vinyl. It's a lot thicker than older vinyls. But what you find when you open it up is this, by the way, you get an MP3 download of this. So it was $22, but you get an MP3 download and the vinyl, which is a 2-disc set. So that's a pretty good deal. You get this weird art, and you get all the tracks and all the lyrics. Same on here. And you pull it out, and you get the actual record. And it just has some really cool art on it, some really phenomenal looking stuff. And so that's pretty cool, right? And that's why I bought this one, because the main reason I bought this was because not only is it on a high quality audiophile medium, but this album was recorded on tape. So it's not a digital track that they're then putting on vinyl. It was a digital medium that they decided to put on vinyl. So there should be, this is 180 gram vinyl. So this is heavy duty stuff. So I'm expecting some really high fidelity stuff coming out of this because this was recorded on tape, and so there should be a noticeable difference. It may not be exponential for everyone, but with my equipment, this should be better than the highest quality digital version I have. We'll see, and we'll put it to the test. But beautiful album, the really, really heavy 180 gram vinyl, so I'm excited for that, and it's going to be sweet. And the last album, everyone knows this, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. By no means a mysterious album. This is a classic, one of the best albums of all time. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. And this again is a audiophile 180 gram vinyl. But what you get along with the vinyl is a bunch of really cool stuff. This thing was not cheap. This was $32, but you do get an MP3 download. However, you also get a bunch of other cool stuff that makes it, in my mind, worth the 32 bucks. You get, let me see if I can find it. You get this MP3 download, right? You get 2 pretty cool stickers that are Pink Floyd stickers. You get this little thing, I don't know, this is just attached to the front of the artwork. But you also get some posters, 3 really cool posters. This first one is really awesome. You have the second poster here, which is equally as cool. And you have the last one, which is by far my favorite. If I can open it here. So that's cool. You get 3 really awesome posters. You get an MP3 download, and you get the high quality vinyl right here. It's in its sleeve. We pull it out here. That's cool. I love the collection behind records because you get so much cool stuff inside of these that it's absolutely impossible to pass up. Yeah, it is a lot more. It's about $10 more than what you'd find in a CD. But you get posters, you get MP3 downloads, you get all the stuff that makes it worth the extra bucks. I'm excited to get into vinyl. I think it's really awesome. Some of you may think, sick. Some of you may think it's dumb, but I think it's pretty cool. And I'm getting my turntable on Friday, and I'll do a video of that when I get it so we can play around with it and see what there is in store in the vinyl side of things. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, or if I'm stupid, you can unsubscribe. That's fine too. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Stay snazzy.